This is the ultimate guide on how to analyze data on Excel using VLOOKUP, index, and match functions. I know that we have looked at how to analyze data using VLOOKUP functions in our last video, but again in this case we are just going to combine the three, then we are going to see how we can use index and match in place of VLOOKUP function. So just to give a recap on what these functions do. The VLOOKUP functions normally just pulls data from one array or table, then returns them to a particular table. It is just like looking data up from one table or array, then returning it to another table depending on the lookup values and other arguments that have been given. For example, in this case, you can see we have a category column. What we want to do, we want to look up these values. For example, the retail value from this other table. You can see it is a table here. Then we have these values from $0 to $1,000 to $10,000 to $25,000. And then each and every range has been given a discount category. For example, the first category is category A, category B, then the third one category C, and the last one is category D. Now what the VLOOKUP function does here, the VLOOKUP function will pick up this value, for example, $995, then look for it between 0 and 1000. If it is falling between 0 and 1000, it is going to return category A. If it is between 1000 and 10,000, then it is going to return category B. If it is between 10,000 and 25,000, it is supposed to return category C. Then lastly, if it is anything above 25,000, it is supposed to return category D. That is exactly what a VLOOKUP function does. Now we call it a VLOOKUP function because this data has been arranged vertically. If the data has been arranged horizontally, then we normally use what we call the horizontal lookup or the H lookup. Now, because a VLOOKUP function has a number of weaknesses, for example, VLOOKUP function can only look up data from the right-hand side of that particular array or table, and it cannot do the other way around. Again, if you interchange those columns, then that particular formula will break up. Yes, or if you interchange the row number or the column numbers, then the whole formula is going to break down. That is where now the index and match functions are going to come in. Now let me start by giving a recap on the VLOOKUP function, then I will give a recap or I will introduce you to the match and index functions. Then lastly, we will look at how we can use the index and match functions now to replace the VLOOKUP function in some situations. Now let me start by the VLOOKUP function. First, you start by typing equal sign because this is a function. Then just type V, then L. Then you can see it is already there, the VLOOKUP. And from the narration, you can see it looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. Yes. Now let us just double click on it. When we double click on it, we see a number of arguments. The first argument here is the lookup value. The lookup value for a VLOOKUP function is the value which we know. For example, on the retail price column, we know all these values. These are the values we want to be looked from this other array. Then we return the discount category. Now the lookup value is that value which we know. Then the second argument is the table array. The table array is the table or the array from which we want to select or which we want to extract a particular value which we now want to return. For example, in this case, we want to return the discount category. This is what we want to extract and return here. Then the third argument is the column index number. Remember, on this table array, we have the first column, then we have the second column. Now, in this case, the column index number is column number 2, that's the discount category. Then the last one, which is actually optional, but in some cases it is never optional, is the range lookup or the type of lookup. Now let us start by keying in the lookup value. It is the retail price. Then we type comma. Then next, we are going to select the whole table except the headers that is going to form part of our table array. We are going to select everything, but again, make sure you have locked the whole table array after selecting it so that it will not be moving down. Then the third argument in this case is the column index number. We come to this table array, or we come to that table array from where you want to extract your desired output. The first column here is cost, then the second column is discount category. So the column index number that we are looking for is the column number 2 on that particular table array. So we are going to type column number 2. Then the last one, in this case, it is optional, but let us just type it. It is the type of match. We have the approximate match and the exact match. It is approximate match when we are talking about values that are within a range. It is exact match when we are talking about unique values, like the ID numbers or the account numbers. In this case, these are values that are falling within a range of $0 and $1,000, $1,000, $10,000, between $10,000 and $25,000. So it is approximate match. We do that, then enter. Then let us just confirm the first one. It is $995. Let us see where it falls. It is falling between $0 and $1,000, and that is supposed to be category A. It has given us category A. Let us now copy this formula down and see whether the same is going to be replicated to the remaining rows. Now we can see these are the values that we have, though this is the result which we have. Let us confirm for the second result. The retail price for the second column in this case is $1,695. This is greater than 1,000 now. It is falling between $1,000 and $10,000, and that is supposed to be category B. Now that is correct. The second one again, that is $3,295. Again, it is falling between $1,000 and $10,000. That's again category B. The third one, or rather the fourth one, $4,945. Again, it is falling between $1,000 and $10,000. That is category B. This other one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one is $10,995. That is now greater than $10,000. Now it is falling between $10,000 and $25,000. That is supposed to be category C, and you can see that is category C. Now that is exactly how it is done. That is for VLOOKUP function. That is a recap. Now let us go and look at how the match and index functions work. Let me just start by typing it here. Let me start by match. We want to see what match function does. Match, and you can see it returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. Now the main work of a match is just to return the relative position, and the position may be position 1, position 2, position 3, even up to position 1000. Just returns the relative position. Let us see how it works. Let us type something like C here. Then let us type match. When we type match, let us look at the arguments within that function. The first argument is the lookup value. Again, we need to have the lookup value. The lookup value, just the way we have seen it for the VLOOKUP function, is the value which we know. In this case, we know this value here, we have typed it here. So this is the value whose position we are trying to look for from this table array. Then second, we need the lookup array. Now from that table where we want to find the position or the relative position of that lookup value, we are again going to select the whole of that table, then lock it. Then the last one, we have the type of match. For the match function, we have three types of match. We have the less than, greater than, and exact match. Now, for this particular one, it is the exact match. It is the exact match because this is a unique value. So we are just going to type that. But I can see we have made a mistake somewhere, but let us just complete it. We'll come to correct it. Yes, we have made a mistake somewhere. When we talk about the lookup array, it is not supposed to be the whole table. It is just supposed to be that particular column where we are going to find that particular value. So the lookup array is just supposed to be that particular column and not the whole array or the whole table. Now you can see this particular lookup value. See, when you come to this particular lookup array, you can see it is number 3. It is number 3 from the first one, A, B. A, this is the first one, the second one, the third one. If we now change it to A, the relative position will change to 1. We change it to B, the relative position will change to 2. We change it to D, the relative position will change to 4. We change it back to C, the relative position will change to 3. Now that is how match function works. Now let us come to where we need the match function. Let us do away with these things first. Now, in this case, we have customer category. This is the customer category array or table. In this case, we have the discount category and we have the customer category. Now, I want to start by pulling this customer or the discount category. We have discount category A, discount category B, discount category C, then discount category D. Then under the customer category, we have customer category under bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Now what I want to do, I want to use the match function to return these particular values. Now guys, the work has already been done for us. Now we'll not need to pull these particular figures, but maybe let us just see. We want to see which position this particular one is. Let us just come down here. So we are going to say match. Then we have our lookup value. Our lookup value is what we already know. It is that cell that contains A. Then our lookup array is now that column that contains the discount category. It is from A to D. Then we have the match type. It's supposed to be exact match. Then we see which number it is. It is number 1, that is A. When we go to D, it is number 4. It is number 3. It is number 2. Let us come to the customer category. Again, match. The lookup value is the customer category. That is that cell that contains the customer category. Now the lookup array is that row that contains the customer category. Now from bronze to platinum. Then again, the type of match is supposed to be the exact match. Now because this one is returning something like that percentage, it is not supposed to be percentage, it's supposed to be number form. Then we just decrease decimal points. So you can see bronze is number 1. When we go to platinum, it's supposed to be number 4. And yes, it is number 4. Gold is number 3. Silver is column number 2 on that table array. Then bronze is column number 1. Now that is exactly how we use match to get the relative positions of both the discount category and the customer category. Now what we want is to see how the index function works. Index, let us see what it returns. The index function returns a value or reference of the cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. Yes, it returns a value or a reference of the cell at the intersection of a particular row and column. For example, if we now want the category, not category, but the discount itself, but we have the discount category and we have the customer category. Let's say we want a category for a discount category B, for a customer category under gold. We know it is supposed to be 8.5% discount. For a customer who is under platinum but with a discount category B, it is from B then up to platinum. Now this is the intersection which we are looking for. It is category that, and it is supposed to be discount 10.5%. That is exactly what the index function does. Let's see. Let us get the discount now. We start by typing the index function. Then we look at the arguments that are going there. We have two different categories of arguments. The first one is array, the row number and the column number, where the column number is now optional. Then the second one is the reference. Then we have the row number, the column number, which is optional, and the area number, which is also optional. Now in this case, we are going to go with the first one. We want the table array. We want to select the whole table from where we are looking for these particular discounts. Yes, so that is the array. Discounts. Then the second one is the row number. We get the row number by using the match function. And the row number is supposed to be these ones. The lookup value is the discount category. The lookup array is this one, discount category. Then the type of match is exact match. Then we go to the column number. Again, we need the column number. Again, the match function. The lookup value is now the customer category. It is this cell that contains the customer category. The lookup array is that row that contains the customer category. Then again, it is exact match. And now you can see for customer who is under category B or the discount category B, for a customer under customer category bronze, it is supposed to be 4.5%. Let us change that to discount category D, but customer category is remaining bronze. It is supposed to be 6.5%. You can see it's 6.5%. Let us change customer category to customer category to platinum. It is supposed to be 12.5%. Let us see whether we'll get that. Yes, it is 12%. Let us change that one to A. It is supposed to be 9.5%. Now that is exactly how we use the match and index functions to again pull data from a particular array. We start by using match to return relative position of a particular value from a particular cells or from a particular array. Then we use the index function now to return value from an intersection, just the way we have done. Now the very last part here is we see how we can use the index and match function in place of the VLOOKUP function. Let us delete this one first. Then let us type index. This is the index. Then let us type the reference. In this case, we'll start with the reference. Then we will move to the row number. Now we'll get the row number by using match. Yes, guys, this is a correction. So we are going to go with the first one, index. The first one is array. The array is this table where we have the values which we want to return. So I'm going to select the whole table except the headers. Then I'm going to lock it. I'm locking it so that that table will not be moving as we will be copying this formula down. Then the second one is the row number. We'll get the row number by using the match function. We said that we can get the relative position of a cell using the match function. Now in this case, the first one is the lookup value. The value which we are looking up is the retail price. It's what we already know. Now that is what we are looking for, the retail price. Then now the lookup array is under the cost column. We are going to select the cost column, but not the headings. Again, we are going to lock it. Then the last one is the match type. In this case, because it is within a range, it is supposed to be less than. Yes, that particular value is supposed to be less than the value below it. So we are going to go with the first one, less than. Then we come to the last one, which is the column number. The column number is appearing to be optional in this case, but it is not going to be optional because we need to return values from this particular column. So we are just going to say it is column number 2. We could as well use a match function to return that particular column number, but for now we are just going to use column number 2. Then say enter. Let us copy this formula down so that we see whether it is going to give us the desired result. And that is exactly what we have. That is how you use the VLOOKUP function, match and index functions, and how you again use index and match functions in place of a VLOOKUP function.